A table read is usually you getting together with some actors and or friends or just people and reading through your script.
This is episode 60 of the Arts Academy podcast, How to Do a Table Read, hosted by Victor Varnado and Roxxy Haze.
Hey everybody, we are back. It is time again for the Arts Academy podcast put on by the New York Alt Arts Academy. I am Dean Victor Varnado. This is Deputy Headmistress Roxxy Haze. What we do on this podcast is we teach you everything about entertainment and the arts, from top to bottom. Everything that we can teach you, we share it with you. Anyway, how's it going, Deputy Headmistress Roxxy Haze? How are you doing today?
I'm really good. I'm trying to slide back because my face is ashy. So let me make sure that light's not hitting right. Other than that, I'm good.
All right. Well,
how about you?
Thanks you for taking us along on that ride of self-examination. So today we're going to be talking about two things. We do two episodes back to back. The first episode is going to be about how to do a table read. If you've got a sketch, a movie, a play, we're going to talk about what goes into doing a table read. And then the second is how to make a good meme, because Roxxy Haze is going to take us through how to make a good meme. Our Deputy Headmistress Roxxy Haze. But first, let's talk about table reads, shall we?
Yeah.
How much do you know about table reads, Roxxy Haze?
I've done a couple, but and I've been to some. I don't know if I'm doing them right, so they're cool though.
Let's answer just like the basic questions about a table read. Now, I've done table reads before, but when I was looking for a succinct way to talk about table reads, I actually ended up going to the Masterclass blog where they take some information from Ron Howard's Masterclass and they talk about how he does table reads. Mm-hmm. And so we'll talk a little bit about what they say about table reads, and we'll talk a little bit about my personal experience doing table reads. Okay, and so we'll just talk about what a table read is, what the benefits are of doing a table read, and then we're going to talk about how to pull one off. Okay? All right.
Good.
All right, so let's talk about what a table read is. First of all, a table read is usually you getting together with some actors and or friends or just people and reading through your script. We'll talk about it from the point of view of a feature film, but if you're working on a short film, scale it for a short film. If you're working on a sketch, scale it for a sketch, et cetera, et cetera. If you're working on a play, same thing, except you don't have cameras. You get it. All right. So, but let's talk about what a table read is. Usually preferably it's the cast. Okay. Preferably it's the cast reading through the entire script from beginning to end. If it's not the cast, then sometimes it is just like stand-in cast members or crew members. All right. And then what the table read is just you reading through so that you can get a version of the script read out loud from beginning to end. Let's talk about why. Why would you say, Roxy, why table reads?
Well, table reads are good because they help everyone get a feel for how the dialogue sounds out loud. It also helps like the chemistry between the cast and stuff like that, kind of see how people can play off of each other. And it's really good if stuff in the script maybe needs to be changed. You can kind of catch it at the table read before you actually start filming.
Well, amazing. Wrong on all counts. I'm just kidding. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. I was just kidding. Yeah. And then to say some of those things that Roxy just said in a slightly different way. Number one, table read, if you're the director and you're putting together a table read, you're going to get to see whether or not you made good choices in your casting. For one, you can like watch and see like how people work and see what rapport cast members have. Do they have chemistry? A lot of the time when you're doing auditions, you can. What were you doing? Looked like you were waving. Oh, you're fixing your mic. Okay. A lot of the time, what you do in auditions is you maybe have actors play off of each other a little bit, but rarely do you have the entire cast during the audition process. So table reads are sometimes the first time that a director or producer can see the entire cast sitting down together doing a table read. All right, so another thing that happens is that you do get a chance to have everyone together. That is an important thing. You want to get everyone together so they know who each other are, and you know, do you want to begin those relationships that are going to become part of your production. And then it's also an opportunity for investors, producers, other crew people to get a chance to see the whole cast in one place. There's important reasons for each cast member or each crew member to see the table read. For instance, like if you're going to talk about the makeup artist, it may be the first time a makeup artist gets to see everyone in person, and they get a really good look at their skin and know like what they're going to be dealing with. Same thing with cinematographers. There are camera tests and makeup tests or things like these, but depending on your budget, you can get some of this out of the way at a table read. Sometimes producers will want to attend table reads. Very rarely investors will want to attend table reads, but sometimes they do. All right. Then besides that, besides the cast members and the director, who are absolutely essential for the table read, usually there will be someone there who will help you take notes. At least that's what I like. I like to have someone there who's going to write down every interesting thing that I said about working on this project, so that I don't have to necessarily stop whatever I'm doing and write down those things myself. And then once you have everybody gathered, there's some important things that you want to do to pull off a table read. A table read usually takes place in a usually like something like a conference room, or perhaps like a comfortable living room with enough seats for everybody. Just any space where you can gather the number of people that you need for your table read that's comfortable. You want people to be comfortable. All right. So once you start your table read, there's a couple of things you're going to need to pull off your table read accurately. First of all, we talked a little bit about having a good place. That's one thing. But number two, you're going to have to make a bunch of copies of your scripts, or confirm that people are good with electronic copies of their script. It's imperative that you check with people. No, if you think to yourself, everybody's got phones, they can read off PDFs. No, one of the things that's best about having copies of the scripts is what people can take notes, put them on the scripts. It's easier for people to take a note and put it on the script to highlight things that they want to highlight. If they have copies of the script, they can definitely do that. Sometimes people will say, no, I got this great app on my phone. I can mark up a PDF like crazy. I'm good. But sometimes people won't have that. And so check with people. And if you don't check with people, have copies as backups for everybody. Physical copies of your script. So that's a cost. There's a question from our good friend, Deputy Headmistress Roxxy Haze.
Do you have any like tips to print stuff for the cheap?
Do I have any tips to print things for the cheap? Yes. I feel like the cheapest printing out there exists at libraries. Libraries, their printing is like the cheapest. Also, if you go by print shops that are near schools, you can ask them if they have deals for students. They often do. They won't usually check your ID. They'll usually just let you print. If you can't go in there looking like 95, I guess. You gotta look like a student. But if you're around that student age, I would say go by copy shops that are near student campuses. Of course, offices are good. Every once in a while, people have jobs where they can just make copies and nobody cares. I would canvass your friends and see if you can get that printing done for absolutely free. And then one of the last things to think about is if you've just got paper, many printers, if you've got a printer at home, you can turn a printer to draft quality rather than full quality. And when a printer is on draft quality, it uses less ink. So it prints everything and it spits it out really fast. So it uses less ink. It probably uses the same ink for like 5 or 6 pages that it would use for 1 page. So basically, you could have your printer at home print out stuff pretty quickly and without wasting all of your ink, depending on the length of your script.
Gotcha.
So
I did not know that. That's cool.
Oh, well, there you go. Surprise, surprise. The old draft quality. Draft quality. Speaking of draft, mead. This is actually just water, everybody. If you're
I wanted it to actually be mead.
Unfortunately, it's just plain old water. All right. So if you got your scripts printed out, do we have a comment from the comments at all? No?
I just tagged somebody.
All right. Another thing that you want to do at your table read is you want to record it. That's important. Record it for a couple of reasons. If you thought something happened at the table read and you're not sure and you want to review and you don't have a recording, you're not going to be able to review that thing. So record your table read. Another benefit of recording your table read is that if you have a table read and you want to take your recording of your table read and then possibly cut it to or cut that table read to your storyboard, so then you can see like what your movie looks like from beginning to end. That's another good reason to record your table read. So you should definitely want to record your table read so that you can review it, so that you can use that material to cut things together. Record your table read. Of course, there's a million different ways to record things. Everybody has a recording app on their phone. You can do that. If I were you and you had like a couple of phones, I would have a few people start phones in different parts of the room. If you have like a large room and maybe a large cast, and then have somebody slate like by clapping, and then after you're done, take those recordings and sync them up together, because that way you'll make sure to hear everybody clearly if you have a large cast.
Gotcha.
That's the cheapest way to do it. I mean, you could put everybody on their own microphone feed and blah 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 blah, but if you don't have that luxury, you can do it the way that I just said, or who knows? Do it the way you just do it. Do whatever you want. But I'm just trying to suggest something that I know works.
Do whatever.
Then it's up to you from then on out to do what you want. All right. The last thing to make sure your table read goes well, this one's really easy, but people forget. Have refreshments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have water for people, juice for people, have snacks. Just make it so people are as comfortable as they can possibly be, that they want for nothing, so that they can put all of their energy and focus into doing the table read. Don't let them be hungry the entire time. Don't let them be thirsty. Like, make sure you've got like a good bathroom for everybody to go to and it's not messed up. Just make everybody as comfortable as possible so that they can put all their energy into doing your table read. That's like the way to do it. And if you follow all those rules, you should be able to pull off a table read really quickly. Let's go over all of those things one more time. What is a table read? It's usually a gathering of the cast by the director or producer to just hear everybody go through the script one time. The benefits of the table read are you get the entire cast together and you can see like what their chemistry is like. If you made the best casting choices, you can catch mistakes in the script before you put money behind it, or more money behind it. So that's another good reason to have a table read. And you can record the table read and use that recording to cut your storyboard to, and also to review later and make sure of anything that you heard that you thought went down in your reading. You can be 100% sure of it if you have a recording. At the table read usually are the cast members, usually the director, sometimes the producer, rarely the investors, sometimes makeup people, and sometimes makeup people and camera operators or directors of photography might want to attend the table read, depending on your budget. And then also wardrobe people might want to attend. It's just like to be able to see people embody those characters for the first time together will spark every part of your crew. So every key person in your crew who has to make decisions based on the tone of the film or the characters themselves, they would probably benefit from being at the table read or at least reviewing your recording. Then remember, have a good location, large living room, conference room, make everybody as comfortable as possible, have refreshments so that everybody can get their fill and not be hungry and can think only of doing your table read. If you follow all those instructions, I think you'll be able to pull one off. If you wanted to ask questions on this particular topic, now would be a good time because I'm about to start winding down. All right. For at least this topic. I want to tell you out there that this Saturday coming up, or not this episode won't be out before the next class comes up. So if you're listening to this episode and you were not part of our private Facebook group, then you probably missed the class that was how to run your social media and to do great social media that we give away for free. So we're having a free social media class, and you probably missed out on it if you weren't on top of that right now.
Look at
so
you.
Good luck, everybody. Get in there, get that free class. Well, are there any questions? If they're not, let's wrap up.
No questions? Okay.
All right, so let's wrap it up. Everybody, I am Dean Victor Varnado. This is Deputy Headmistress Roxxy Haze. You can find us at altartsacademy.com. I'm sorry. You can find us at artsacademypodcast.com and Alts Arts Academy on all social media. Please write to us, ask us questions. We love to answer them. Any question you ask, we will do our very, very best to answer it. Maybe it'll become an episode of the podcast. Thanks a lot.